Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This video has no intention of making fun of everyone, and I must tell you this is a serious issue that we have here, and that is the stabbing of a 43-year-old man in the state of California, more precisely in San Francisco. And I will, unfortunately, I will use this stabbing, unfortunate stabbing, horrifying stabbing, as a way to show you how idiotic the so-called gun control matter is. And I will use probably the same arguments that these libtards are using regarding firearms, and that is we need to ban knives because this person was killed with a knife, and that's a horrible crime. And let's read this little article first, or at least parts of it, and then discuss it as we would discuss it in terms of a firearm, comprehensive reform, as they like to call it, which is an idiotic term anyway. So here we have it. I have actually two articles, one from New York Post, and it's from April 5, 2023. Cash App creator Bob Lee, 43, killed in San Francisco stabbing, reports. So tech entrepreneur Bob Lee, who created the mobile payment service Cash App, was stabbed to death in a well-to-do San Francisco neighborhood. All right, so I didn't read what was coming next. I said Republican Representative Nancy Pelosi's district. Unimportant, but anyway, on Tuesday morning, authorities and loved ones said the 43-year-old dad of two, who formerly served as the chief technology officer of Square, was attacked in the city's downtown Rincon Hill neighborhood at 2:35 a.m. According to San Francisco police, officers arrived to find the victim, later confirmed to be Lee by CBS News, with multiple stab wounds. Lee was taken to a nearby hospital where he succumbed to his injuries, police told the outlet. No arrests have been made as of early Wednesday. Police had not released any details about a suspect. We know why. All right, so this is one article, and the other one is from what is NBC? I don't even know that little thing. News. I'm just playing, okay? Cash App founder Bob Lee stabbed and killed in San Francisco. All right, so since we have this little thing, let's talk about the situation. Well, knives kill people, and they do. Not people who yelled, or use knives. I think, a knife can be used for cutting, bread, or could be used for these horrible situations. So that means there's someone else in charge of all that, which is the person. So actually, persons with stupid ideas, or at least with stupid intentions, kill using objects in order to pursue their stupid desires and thoughts. Now, we should not ban thoughts whatsoever. We should ban, some kind of actions if you can. Or we say, well, let's try to deter. Well, if we go about deterring, you will have all of us sit in a basement and ask for permission to get out whenever, and maybe walk naked. Can't drive anything because we might hit someone with a car and so on. So we're going to have a sterile society. So I remember when I'm thinking about banning firearms, or so-called comprehensive whatever, which I hated, comprehensive reform, gun comprehensive reform. What do you mean? Well, people with mental health issues should obviously be rigorously checked and not allowed to own guns legally, because they would probably own them illegally, as many criminals do. People with certain kind of crimes, the same, should not be allowed. People of a certain age should not be allowed. That's about it. Other than that, you should not know how many weapons I have, what kind of weapons I have, things like this. That reminds me of Japan, medieval Japan. In the medieval Japan, if you remember, only the samurais, which is the warriors, the military, were allowed to have weapons, which was the katana, or tachi, or wakizashi, the short one. And the other ones, the peasants, were not allowed to have carry swords or anything like that, because of the uprisings that could occur while they were, kept over there, making sure that they produce so these guys can eat something. And therefore, the peasants started using their how do you call it, farming tools, and developed certain kind of so-called martial arts, right? Besides the martial arts, hand-to-hand combat, they start developing using all kind of farming objects in order to defend themselves, or maybe to do something else, which was the bow, which is a big long stick, or the sai, and the knives are the one that they will hit the tonfa. They use it for, even the Americans, I think, had the tonfa, not the baton, but the tonfa, the one that you can hold it, and it was for parrying, for hitting, and so on. Even the nunchaku, the one we know with the two pieces of wood with the chain or whatever was in between, that was used for something, for farming, not for hitting someone in the head. So all these things they learned, they developed, and they used them. And now, if a criminal wants to, do something bad, he or she will find a way. The problem is, can you defend yourself from these guys? Well, if you're allowed to have a handgun, that would at least, you know, create a balance or a equilibrium between this, equalize the force coming towards you. That therefore, I would say, and I'm all for it, the law-abiding citizens, normal law-abiding citizens with no criminal records of certain kind of, gravity, or they should be allowed to carry guns, unrestricted. How many you want, how many bullets you want, and automatic or not automatic. And I'm always of this principle. If the police can carry automatic weapons, we should be able to also carry automatic weapons. Because, you know what I mean? In any state, tyranny can occur at any point, and I think I should be allowed to defend myself from a tyrannical individual, be it a policeman, military, politician, criminal, thug, all that. So this unfortunate situation with the guy that was stabbed to death, the guy picked a knife. If he would have had a hatchet, he would have had used that. Have a firearm, use that. He accomplished his stupid goal of causing harm, and that person did it. Now, if this guy would have been armed, the 43-year-old Bob, whatever his name is, Bob Lee, maybe he could have reacted if he had time. But in this case, because you never know, if someone approaches you from behind, from the side, and it was 2 o'clock a.m., almost 3 o'clock a.m. or something. Sometimes you don't have time to react and so on. But at least, you minimize you can defend. You have the means to defend yourself, to equalize the attacker. I'm pretty sure if the guy would have attacked him with a knife and the other guy would have pulled the gun, the guy with the knife, unless crazy, would have stopped right there. I don't know what the circumstances were. I don't know, what happened, but I'm just saying, having a gun in plain view or concealed will definitely, the one in plain view will make people think a few times before they would approach you to rob you or stab you or pull you by the hair or rape you, if you know what I mean. Now, the concealed one, again, is a deterrent in the states where criminals know that you might carry, and you have a coat on, or you have a purse, or you have a loose jeans or pants, where you can have it at your ankle or something like that. They will think a few times. Therefore, you see many shootings at places where they know that's gun-free or firearm-free zones, which are schools. They go over there and they know they will not find opposition. Now, if they would have opposition over there, again, they will think a few times before they try to commit an imbecilic act. So I'm sorry for this guy, but according to the liberal logic, we should ban knives, and then I guess we can ban fingers or hands because you can strangle someone, or maybe you can elbow someone, or maybe just palms because you can push someone in front of a car, or I don't know, maybe legs or feet, heels because you can trample somebody. Or maybe cars. You can use a car to do that. So anyway, you understand the idiocracy here in all this matter. I hope they find the perpetrators, the suspects, and they are trialed, and obviously found guilty and thrown in jail for a long time. Obviously, I think California doesn't have, I'm pretty sure they don't have death penalty for this kind of crime, but maybe the Democrats will find something else for the criminal, and I don't know. I don't want to even think about it. Let me protect myself. That's all I want. I don't want the police to protect myself in the middle of the night somewhere. No, because they can't. They showed up and just identify the guy and say, okay, let me take a note. Yeah, Caucasian, 43 maybe. Let me get the ID. Okay. I don't need them to do that. I need my hand on something, and that's not my cock, but something with cocking something, if you know what I mean. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.